thinking along the lines of God being long-suffering, had these thoughts. You all know what occurred in the book of Genesis in the Garden of Eden. How man sinned, acted independent from God, and listened to the devil's lie. The question came to my mind, this is how the carnal mind thinks. I said, why didn't you nip it in the bud, Father? Take care of it right there in the garden. Why did it take so long? It appears that way. Thousands of years. Then after the biblical flood, seems like another 4,000 years. And then from the cross forward, 2,000 years. And then with another 1,000 years coming called the millennium. It seems like it was drawn out. Then you think of all the people in between all these times. In the history of the Old Testament, until the fullness of time, when the promised Messiah shows up. You say, well, why didn't you just take care of it right there in the garden that day, and we wouldn't have this long drawn out 6,000-7,000 years of human history? Why didn't you take care of it instantly? And the response I got in my spirit was this: who says that he didn't? He took care of it right there in the garden. Matter of fact, back up before created time, before the Garden of Eden, iniquity was said to be found in heaven. How long did it take God to deal with that? Instantly. What took place in the eternal realm and God dealing with iniquity gets expressed in human history in what was a flash in the pan in the eternal realm, a degree of time that couldn't even be measured, instantly on the spot. When iniquity was found, the devil, Satan, Lucifer, God dealt with it instantly. But in that instant of eternal realm, and there's a sequence of events in the eternal realm, in created time it gets expressed for some 6,000-7,000 years. So it appears to be he was long suffering. Now he dealt with it instantly in the eternal realm. It was finished before it even began. So our mind can't think that way. We think of according to past, present, future, in created time, days, weeks, months, years. We can't fathom how something was finished and complete before it even began. God would foreknow of Lucifer's trying to take over the kingdom of God. And that gets expressed in the kingdom of heaven being expressed on earth. And in fact, saying when this new heaven, new earth coming, it already is in the mind of God. The Alpha and Omega, beginning, end. In my whole series, when the kingdom of the continues, it gets expressed. That what took place there in that sequence of event in the eternal realm, unmeasurable to our ideas of time. Was it days, weeks, months, years in heaven? Instantly. It was dealt with on the spot, and the kingdom of the continues continued. But that flash of iniquity gets expressed in created time as past, present, and future to consummation. It was finished before it even began. If you could get there and see that it's done, it sets you free, free indeed. And you won't worry half as much, because you know it's already complete. God has already worked all things to his good, to those that love him according to his will and purpose. I mean, how else can you express it? That's as close as I can express it. I can see it in my spirit, but the carnal mind, it scratches its head and just can't begin to comprehend. As I yield more and more over the years of my getting into these matters, it becomes easier. I can see it better than I could have seen in the past. Why did it take so long, Lord? Who says that he did? According to your idea of created time, you're getting an experience of what took place in heaven like a flash. Now, for those that may not understand this, I put out a video. It's called War in Heaven. How long did it take? And in that video, I have a diagram that explains what I just said. So I'm going to play that. And at the end of this, music and graphics, I'll continue this message. Well, at this point, it's about the time that I lose the majority of my audience because the music has stopped and the graphics has stopped. Now I get to the boring facts I have to share. Claiming up and down that I'm going beyond that which is written. Well, in a sense I am. Beyond the sacred page we seek thee, Lord. Our spirits pant for you, O living word. I think of this word war. It's a conversation I had with Father the other night about this war between Michael and his angels and Lucifer and his angels. They fought in heaven. And I wonder how long did that battle last? We look at our life here in created time. There's no comparison. Whatever took place there didn't take too long. As we think time, created time. Days, weeks, months, years, decades, millenniums. We've had some 7,000 years of biblical recorded history we know of. Beyond that, how long did it take there? It's my belief, and I've expressed it throughout many of my videos, that war did take place in heaven, but was over before it even began. What do I mean by that? The best way we can explain it comes from a word called sequel. A sequence of event occurred in that eternal realm, so quick, immeasurable, when Lucifer decided to give his expressions, I will, coming out of Isaiah 14. He no sooner got it out of his mouth and God dealt with it, thinking to persuade 1/3 of the angels. I guess in eternal time, which we can't measure, how you express it. Things happen quick. And he persuaded 1/3 of heaven. Imagine that. We think of mass communication today. How used to take days, weeks, months for something to get around the world. Today happens in seconds. Something happens here, they would know about in Russia, China. Around the world would know it that quick. Knowledge would increase. Men would run to and fro throughout the earth. We're seeing things happen quick. Well, we ain't seen quick until you get to heaven. Things happen fast. Had no beginning days, no end of days, was, is, never shall be. How can we wrap our mind around that? It's hard for us to do that. In our spirits, you can. And I want to get into some hairy, scary stuff. It sounds like it's going beyond that which is written, but you'll find out that it is tucked away, like a mystery, hid, yet now revealed for those with the mind of Christ. Understand that that mind is eternal, and you had the same mind that was in the Son of God while he was here as the Son of Man. He lived out of that mind, so should we. But we get trapped off in time, space, and material world, and we can't begin to comprehend this stuff, and we start labeling heresy, and you're going beyond that which is written. You're caught up in time, space, and history. What occurred there? We say it in the Lord's Prayer. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it was in heaven. We're seeing expressed in this created time what took like a flash in the eternal realm. We see expressed in created time, drawn out some 7,000 years. Observe the diagram, the best way I can explain it. We see eternity coming up out of days, without end, no beginning, no end. And all of a sudden we see express like a spark. And you see it forms like a diamond. Goes to the left, that's the beginning of created time. We go to duration of created time. Then we go back up to that sequence of event in eternity. And it continues on, goes on. It continues. It's like it never occurred. Why do you think he erases out of our minds? Just time, space, material world, history. It's forgotten, never called to mind again. You won't need it. All you're doing here is expressing what took place in an eternal realm, expressed in time, space, and material world. I got other videos that bring this out, and I'll point them out. I'll put up on the screen what videos to go look at. No, it's powerful stuff, but the carnal mind can't comprehend it. So people say, why you even get in this? Because I don't know, I get into it because that's where I want to go. I wanted to know. And he explains it. I just wish I had better graphics to express this. That's why I use the opening graphics and music to express. You hear like time clicking, and you hear things going further and further and further. You know, it's the music and the graphics give it some expression, but I've yet to find graphics that what I can see in my spirit. It's hard to put it into what the eye has not seen or the ears ever heard. How do you express it? The best you can in our limited way. So I hope you got something out of this short little video. It touched upon all these other videos I have on this channel.